Okay, well, welcome everyone. This is Michael Dodderer, and I'm in Southern California, and I'm so excited. Is our second show. It's the Steph and Dot Show, and the reason this is significant is I don't know if many of you remember Johnny Carson, and Johnny Carson had Ed McMahon. Well, I'm Ed McMahon, and this is Johnny Carson, but she's Steph.
Hi.
Steph Chapman. So Steph is the leader here. So I'm going to turn it over, and like Ed McMahon would say, here's Steph.
Well, hi, Michael. Thank you for having me today. How is our Facebook friends and YouTubers out there? So the Steph and Dot Show is primarily conversations about sports. Michael being the pro athlete that he was, and myself just being a fan. Where he went, I have no idea, but I'll give you a bit of my background. I live in Northern California. I am in Granite Bay, California right now at one of my primary companies called Nirvana Gold Rush. This is an amazing company that I invested in about a month and a half ago, I believe. And it's been nothing but hitting a home run all day long. And I'll get more into that later. Besides that, I'm a realtor with Ingle Volkers of Roseville. And that is fun as well. Now, I'm going to kick it back to Michael for a minute.
Well, Steph, I'm excited because when I met you,
yes,
I was so impressed. And we met through Nirvana Gold Rush. And by the way, the Steph and Dot Show is brought to you by Nirvana Gold Rush, and you can see the little ticker down below. So if you have any questions about who is Nirvana Gold Rush, you can go right there, nirvanagoldrush.com. And I met Steph through this Nirvana Gold Rush enterprise, and I was so impressed with her knowledge of sports. And she is the same personality as me. She's an Alpha Pegasus. And if some of you say,
Alpha.
Oh, no, you're Alpha. And that's why she's running the show. So I'm going to keep it short. She's running the show, and it's brought to you by Nirvana Gold Rush. And I am just like Ed on Johnny Carson. But this time, and what I love about this show, this is the first show that I know of where the woman in sports takes control. ESPN doesn't do it. I don't know of a show on ESPN where the woman takes the lead. Fox doesn't do it. Hannah Storm is the closest woman, sportscaster. She would be the closest to someone that, she takes charge.
She's amazing.
So sorry, I'm going to stop talking. Back to you, Steph.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Well, the first subject I want to talk about, because Nirvana, we're all about health and wellness. And something that Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints has come up with is, holy crap, what are quarterbacks going to do? They are the dirtiest players on the field. Do you know why, Michael?
I don't know why. Tell me.
Okay. Imagine I'm Drew Brees, okay? I've got my center in front of me. I do this. Because all the quarterbacks lick their fingers before they hike the ball. Coronavirus all over the place. Gross.
I never thought of that. Wow.
You did.
Wow. What did Drew have to say about that?
Well, I made a phone call. Haven't heard back from his people. I'll have to let you know next week.
Okay. Well, Drew made another controversial comment. Didn't he say it was something he said about kneeling, protest, demonstrating?
Actually, I missed that from him. However, I have heard from other teams across the U.S. It's becoming a big ordeal. Tell me what you think about it, Michael.
Well, I think the great thing about America and any truly democratic country, whether it's America, Canada, European countries, Australia, and I could name other countries out there that have freedom of speech. In America, it's the First Amendment. And I think if someone wants to express themselves, they have the right to do that. If I were Colin Kaepernick's agent, and this was, 4 years ago or whatever, 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said, hey, we want to send a message, but let's not do it with the kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
Because for whatever reason, there's people out there that are going to take the message wrong. And what I would have recommended for Colin Kaepernick is to do what Muhammad Ali did. Steph, do you remember? I don't know if you were born. You weren't born then.
You were, so you tell the story.
Muhammad Ali. Well, you know what? I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show everyone here the picture of Muhammad Ali. Let me do that right now here. There we go. And I'm going to show Muhammad Ali. And there's a famous picture, an image. And I'll just put Vietnam, because he protested the Vietnam War.
He did.
Looking back, and there's a picture of the athletes. Let's see, we're looking through.
And he was with like 5 different athletes, right? From different sports.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it was a famous press conference.
Right.
And let's look it up. Here it is. There it is. Let's see. Let's blow it up. There it is.
Gosh, look at all those greats.
June 4th, 1967, Muhammad Ali and a group of black athletes held a press conference after Ali announced his refusal to fight in Vietnam. And there's Muhammad Ali, there's Jim Brown, there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, wow.
There's Bobby Mitchell.
Oh, I thought that was OJ.
There's Bill Russell.
Oh.
And, there's one of the great players from the Green Bay Packers is right here.
I swear to God, he looks like OJ Simpson.
Who does?
The guy from Green Bay.
Oh, right here?
Yes.
Yeah. Gosh, his name. He's became a very successful businessman. But this is what Colin Kaepernick should have done. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, and it would have been more effective. It would have been more effective. But one of the problems, and I think it comes back. And let me go ahead and stop sharing, Steph. I wanted to ask you, one of the problems that we had is, let me go back to. Am I still sharing the screen?
No, you're good. We're split.
Oh, we're split. Okay. One of the problems, Steph, remember when Mark McGuire and Rafael Palmeiro and Roger Clemens came in front of the congressional hearings and they were asking them about their steroid use?
Mm-hmm. I do. That was a big, big deal when I was little. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I think a lot of athletes look back at that and they said, they put themselves in a position where they were going to have to answer questions from, in that case, it was the Congress. Mm-hmm. In this case, you get, obviously the press would ask questions.
Right.
And I think a lot of athletes said, I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm going to be asked a question and I don't handle the question properly. So there's a reticence to do that. So it's better to just have an image. And kneeling, I don't have to say anything. Kneeling is symbolic of my message. And that's where these athletes, in my opinion, they need. And Richard Sherman, I think if Richard Sherman had counseled Colin Kaepernick,
yes,
I don't think. Yeah.
Hey, Johnny Carson would like to talk for a minute, please. Here's the thing. So I got to watch Colin Kaepernick when he started out at UNR. So I know Colin Kaepernick is incredibly smart and he's an amazing athlete. He could have played pro baseball just like you could have, Mike. The kid scored. What is the quarterback test that these guys have to take in San Francisco? The Lipnick.
Right. right? It's
It tests the quarterback's intellect and intelligence. And he was right up there. I think maybe Tom Brady might have beat him out a little bit. Pat, wait, who's my favorite quarterback now? I'm jumping. Let's get back to Kansas City in a minute. Back to Kaepernick. He was under the wrong management, in my opinion. That freaking guy should have had Collins back. He's a young kid. He's new to the NFL. He had a message to get out, and he had the crowd that adored him. But it was like a bad parent that didn't take care of their son properly, is how I feel. I'm still a Kaepernick fan. I know there's a lot of haters out there, but his heart was in the right place. It just got directed incorrectly. Lucky for Muhammad Ali, he was older. He knew to reach out to his friends to back him up. And sadly, Colin's friends fled. And I think that's sad. Back to you.
Well, when you were talking, I was looking up, as your personal assistant on this show.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I was looking up Wonderlic. It's called the Wonderlic survey.
Oh, Wonderlic.
Test.
That sounds kind of a Wonderlic. Oh, Lord.
That's what it is.
Interesting. That's not what okay. Yeah. Well, you knew what I was talking about, right?
Yeah. Yep. And and intelligence plays a role. The quarterback position is the most important, and it's really a critical position in football. I don't know a team that wins the Super Bowl without a really, really good quarterback.
I concur. So speaking of that, let's talk about Kansas City. I got to tell you, is it Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
He is my new pride and joy in the NFL. I got to tell you, and not just because he, okay, I'll tell you why. In 1984, I decided my favorite team was going to be the San Francisco 49ers. My choice was either the Raiders, the Niners, the Chargers, or the Rams. Well, I'm, from Northern California, so I chose the 49ers, and that was when Montana and Rice were connecting constantly, right? They were the dream team. Well, now we have cute little Pat and even cuter Travis Kelce on the field kicking butt, and I can't wait to watch them this season.
Travis Kelce, yes. Let's look up Travis.
Yes.
Let's see what Travis looks like.
Is he still single? Oh, see if he's still single, because I'm single.
Let's see. Yeah, there's Travis.
Yeah, he's a specimen.
Is Travis Kelce single? This is DuckDuck. By the way, we're going to promote DuckDuckGo.com.
DuckDuckGo. Okay.
DuckDuckGo, and here it is. Maya Bimberry confirms breakup with Chiefs Travis Kelce, but they're still good friends.
Oh, that's nice.
So that was last year.
That's nice that they're still good friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, any event, we digress.
Totally. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
Well, I unfortunately have to get back to a meeting. We could go on and on. One of the things that's really important here, as your sidekick, because you're the main person. What's really important is we do want to start at 4:00 Pacific.
Correct.
And we want to go as long as we want to go. We actually, you and I have talked about Joe Rogan.
Yes.
And and we want to roll like Joe. And Steph, Steph wants to roll like Joe. And
yes,
Dot,
I do.
And Dot wants to just follow Steph because Steph's going to take us to the promised land. So Steph, you get to have the last word here, and you can pick a topic. I know we were going to talk about NFL. We were going to talk about NBA. We're going to talk about Major League Baseball. And what about Notre Dame joining the ACC?
Oh, my gosh. Is that not fantastic? I heard that news yesterday, and I was like, oh, yes, finally.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, and the ACC seems to be they're going to lead the way for college football. I think it'll be interesting. What do you think the Pac-12 is going to do, Steph?
Well, quite honestly, I've been kind of focusing honestly on pro sports right now. I have to apologize. Next time I'll be a little more up to date on my college ball. So I'm going to have to bounce that question back to you, unless you would like to talk the MLB and the Marlins.
Let's talk a little bit about Major League Baseball.
All right. Well, we opened the show with a little talk about COVID. So we're going to end the show with talk about COVID. What is up with an entire baseball team making a decision to get on the field against another team when they have two corona-stricken players? Then they find out the next day they actually have 17, and they still went out on the field and played. I think that's complete, just really inconsiderate, rude. I'm mad. How do you feel about it, Dot? Uh-oh, we've lost Dot. Well, I'm going to say that he agrees with me. I'm going to say he agrees with me. What about everybody else? I'm sorry, I haven't even been paying attention to anything here on my screen. But frankly, I think it was, let's see, who said it best? Well, it was Mike Dotery, but I don't know where he is right now. Dotery, hello? Where are you? Okay, folks, well, I guess that concludes our show for the day. But next week, like Dot said, we'll be here 4 p.m. on the dot, straight up. If there's any subject you would like us to touch, please let me know. And remember, it's the Steph and Dot Show, and we come to you via Nirvana Gold Rush. Have a great day. Peace out. Like, he talks over me half the time, but yet says, never mind. It's just.
Do you know how many times he's tried to do that show with other people? And they don't forget it?
Yeah, I do. Hello.